US has imposed sanctions on Francesca Albanese, UN Special Rapporteur on human rights in the occupied Palestinian territories, accusing her of illegitimate efforts to prompt ICC action against US and Israeli officials. Albanese, who called for an arms embargo on Israel and accused it of a genocidal campaign in Gaza, dismissed these sanctions as mafia-style intimidation. A recent report implicated over 60 companies in supporting Israeli settlements and military actions, urging legal accountability and a halt to business with Israel. US President Donald Trump has expressed optimism about a possible ceasefire in Gaza, saying there is a very good chance an agreement could be reached this week or next. Speaking after meeting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu twice in 2 days, Trump highlighted ongoing negotiations and efforts to secure a deal to end the conflict and bring detainees home.
Gaza and all of the other places that we all deal with so much, but there's a very good chance that we'll have a settlement and agreement of some.
Felipe Lazzarini, head of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, has condemned Israel's plan to forcibly relocate Palestinians, describing it as creating massive concentration camps on the ruins of Palestinian Rafah. In a social media post titled "A Second Nakba," Lazzarini warned that this repeated displacement risks depriving Palestinians of any hope for a future in their homeland. The term Nakba refers to the 1948 ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. Lazzarini called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, stressing the need to reject such large-scale forced displacement. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz affirmed that Israel will strike Iran again if it is threatened by Tehran. This comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed that a ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip lasting 60 days is close to being reached. German Foreign Minister Johann Wadephul has condemned recent attacks by Houthis on Red Sea shipping, calling them acts of piracy and terrorism. Speaking at a joint press conference in Vienna with Israeli and Australian counterparts, Wadephul urged Iran to use its influence over the Houthis to halt these attacks. He stressed the importance of reaching a comprehensive understanding with Iran, addressing not only nuclear development, but also its regional behavior. Wadephul also expressed optimism about ongoing ceasefire efforts in Gaza, highlighting cooperation with US officials.
Wir verurteilen das auf das Schärfste und erwarten, dass der Iran
The UK Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee has warned that the threat of physical attacks by Iran on British soil has increased significantly. The committee stated that these threats have risen sharply in both number and frequency, specifically targeting dissidents and opponents of the regime, and compared them to those posed by Russia.
Order, order.
The United Nations has affirmed its continued humanitarian operations in coordination with its partners to support the Syrian-led response to the wildfires still spreading across coastal areas of Syria. Syrian authorities reported that more than 14,000 hectares of agricultural land have burned, directly affecting over 5,000 people, while thousands have fled from high-risk areas. Morocco has announced the reopening of its embassy in the Syrian capital Damascus after a 13-year closure. According to the official Moroccan news agency, the embassy resumed its operations in Damascus last Sunday, fully staffed and fully operational.